So, Buddy, this is what the artwork called Watch. We watch it, but something is missing if you don't tell us something more about the construction of this artwork and the way which this beautiful, because it's beautiful, in reality is covering a very hard story and troubled story.
Yeah.
So,
I think watch is a very interesting word for itself, that it's an action, but it's also an object that we use to know the time, we use to realize our existence in our space. And sometimes watch can also be a luxury thing. It's a decoration for our life. So it does have multiple meanings and layers, even just for the very concept of the word watch itself. And for this work, obviously, like you said, it's connecting to the Tiananmen massacre, the event that actually defined the modern China's or modern Chinese government's brutality against its people's own right and desire. I think it's very important that we understand the little watch here and every bloody watch on this wall are not just decorations. It has its aesthetics, but more importantly, it is like a pinpoint from the history. It's a pinpoint in the time on the 4th of June 1989 that symbolize the massacre. So for me, I think it's very personal, because my wakening up core for my understanding of modern China has everything to do with the understanding of the Tiananmen massacre. And I have been befriended with a lot of student leaders from that movement in 1989. So this watch means a lot to me, but also means a lot to the people who survived or still under the traumatizing experience of the massacre in 1989.
So it's not your memory directly, because you were very young, too young at that point, but it's a post-traumatic memory, because for you, if I understood correctly, is a memory that is still bleeding.
Yeah.
And this is your blood.
This is my blood indeed. And I guess the heaviness of this event is, how do we pass memory if we didn't experience it as an adult or as a being will be conscious? When the massacre happened, I'm only 3 years old. So for me, there's no direct connection with it. However, this period of history has been erased from all the being in China, whether it's books, televisions, even it disappeared in people's storytelling. Yet a physical evidence existed, waited there to be discovered. And I think for me, the tears and blood are not just because of the massacre that happened in 1989, but also because of the censorship and the erase of this history that blind me. If I didn't, by accidentally watching a documentary about Tiananmen massacre, I would have no idea that just happened. That just happened to the same people with almost like the same age as me, a young generation. So it means a lot to me, yes.
And we have to recall that Liu Xiaobo dedicated his life to the memory of the 4th of June.
Yes.
And so you somehow are continuing in your way, with your tools, in trying to connect collective memory, but also your personal memory, to those days, because we need to remember if we want to know who we are. Thank you, Buddy.
Thank you.